Saturday, the Boom Sports live on Rhino TV, and in the studio you have I myself, or I Kimnas Atenga for the people, alongside the man Otelul Viegas, who has been out for like a week, but I can tell you he's back in the studio, and with him we're going to take you up to exactly probably 11 a.m. That's going to be our destination for today. Otherwise, we have a lot of talking points in the show today, but before I do anything, I need to welcome him or usher him back into the studio. Welcome, Otelul Viegas.
Thank you very much. It has been a very hectic one of these days, but yeah, I also do enjoy it because this is what we have picked to move with.
True. Yes. Travels over travels.
Yes.
Okay, we have a lot of the talking points that we're going to be. Of course, one of those, based on the caption, Onduparaka Football Club has gone a little bit quiet, and the talk seems to be the city side, that is Arua Hill Sports Club. What could be the issue is the $1 million question that we're asking this morning. But before we go into that, remember the Olympics is getting much more interesting. Every minute that passes is giving us something very fresh. And this very morning, I can confirm to you, based on yesterday's races, Halima Nakai and Winnie Nanyondo made it through to the semi-finals of ladies 800 meters. Meanwhile, in the men's category, Uganda had to settle in for a bronze and silver. That is as far as the 10,000 meters race is concerned. Joshua Cheptegei was beaten by the man that is Barega from Ethiopia, who won the gold medal in the 10,000 meters race. Then Jacob Kiplimo came third. Yes, came third after that is Joshua Cheptegei to settle in for a bronze for Uganda. The question is, where is Uganda's remaining hope in the gold medal? Do they still have a hope or stand a chance to win a gold medal? Is the $1 million question. But first things first, where do you expect Joshua Cheptegei to really finish in this race?
You know, the attention has been on him. Everyone expected him to at least do well, and the problem here is now Kimnas being a defending champion in these races is not easy.
True.
You can do something for the first
because he's the world record holder for 10,000.
Yes, it's not only once that he has impressed the Ugandans, but this time around you have people who go to the drawing board to actually beat you down.
Okay.
It's just like we have seen in the toughest league like English Premier League, when you win, to become a defending champion is always very difficult. So everyone has been actually training how to beat him, trying to look for his weaknesses. In which time lag does he look weak? Something of that kind. What kind of altitude is he using for training? Can we have a better altitude? Which kind of coach is training him? Can we have a better coach? You know, everything in your camp is being analyzed. But I'm proud that he also came second. It's not easy for athletics. Maybe in football and other things it can be easy. But in athletics, it's not always easy for you to be the defending champions. I want Ugandans to be proud that Cheptegei came second, because like I told you,
winning a silver medal in a game like that,
it's not easy.
Wow.
It's not easy. So yeah, people expected him to be top there. Of course, you will have other people who will be pulling banters on him. There are people who will come up with the mockeries and so on. But he's a focused man. There's another chance to always do better.
Wow.
Yes.
You still have Jacob Kiplimo, who only 20 years of age. Not many people expected him to reach that far, but he came third. Very impressive, winning another medal, this time in the shape of a bronze for the country.
Yeah, you know, his good thing is he's young.
Yeah.
I've been telling someone, you know, athletics, there's experience. People think you have to be experienced in football, but at this tender age, if he can be able to do that, meaning that more in confidence, then he's going to alert more of his opponents to respect him. Of course, when there's always respect, you'll have to put a good performance. Athletics comes with experience. It's a very good experience for him. He has done this, and I think the future is very bright for him. And these are some of the things that can always attract for you very good coaches.
Yeah.
To say, this kind of a runner is the type I want. He has got the physical stature, he has got the talent in him. I think I need to work with this, and we can take him to another level. So that is good for him.
Interesting. Before we move off from the athletics, we still want to look at Uganda's chances of now winning a gold medal. We're talking about the gold. Halima Nakai is actually a world record holder and again a champion in 800 meters. And this time in Olympics, she's trying. Yesterday, she actually came fourth in the other category, but then in the other race, which is the first trial, if I may say, which qualified her to the semi-final, winning Nanyondo came second. Do we still have hopes of seeing the world champion, that is Halima Nakai, to defy odds and be the only person now to win gold medal? Or we should also bank on Shida Lenny, who is waiting for her time in the 400 meters?
Winnie, I think as well, like I talked about confidence, she has got the confidence. But now, what is in the camp right now is people are saying Cheptegei has moved out. Where is our hope?
Yeah.
It's going to depend on how they are prepared mentally.
Okay.
If they're going to be prepared, the coaches prepare them mentally.
I like that.
It's like the whole country is now focusing on you. Please do for us something. Or the coach telling them, do you know what? Yes, the camera is on you. But let's forget some of the few things. Let's be ourselves. Let's go there. Let's give our best. Let's not think about someone going to criticize us or someone saying, since Cheptegei is out, everything is done and dusted. So it's about mental preparation.
Wow.
Athletics muchly also depends on mental preparation.
Mental preparation, according to Otelul. Shida Lenny will have to prepare mentally. Winnie Nanyondo will have to prepare mentally. Then Halima Nakai will have to prepare mentally if they are to defy odds. And remember, Jacob Kiplimo also still has a 5,000 meters race to also showcase. And that is where many think he is the favorite to even beat the rest of the competitors to win it. Otherwise, let's move off from athletics. And this morning, I want us to switch the attention to football. Before we look at some of the transfers, many are saying probably the talk of the town is that Arua Hill Sports Club has showed up timely, defying odds and having gotten the unbeaten run from the big league and going to the adding the promotion to the Started Uganda Premier League. They have continued with that form in the transfer world. But Onduparaka Football Club, says there are probably talks of them being backdoors doing a lot of business, but they have not come out openly, starting with the head coach. They have not announced the head coach. Then they acquired, they have not announced any capture. There were rumors of Ibrahim Faisal Anini also moving to Onduparaka Football Club, but Arua Hill did confirm him, just like under Majudia Junino. Then Arua Hill went ahead announcing the capture of some other players, which we shall talk about later. What has gone wrong or right for the two clubs?
When you're planning for a football club, you don't use the other club's script.
Okay.
Because you're going in a competition. If I use your script, meaning that it's going to be an easy way for me to beat you.
So Onduparaka has been strategic that they don't want to use Arua Hill's
I'm thinking that.
Okay.
Maybe they are very strategic that they do not want us to use their script, and we're so strategic that we shall not let them use our script because we are going in competition. It's not that I come from West Nile, Onduparaka comes from West Nile.
So we should sit together and do business.
There's nothing like that.
Okay.
So this is business. It's time for business. I will speak as an analyst.
Yeah.
I wouldn't criticize their silence. Maybe it's their strategy, it's their script. I've been telling people that when you are building something very good, you need to, at times you need privacy. That's why I keep telling people, whoever you're going to sign, do not rush to the media and say, we are going to sign so and so. The kind of players you're going to sign, you're not going to say, we are signing so and so. What you simply need to do is do the business in a calm way to avoid unnecessary competition coming in case you wanted to sign a player like Shaban.
Okay.
And also, at times it helps in getting other deals like sponsors and so on. But I'm sure, I'm very, very optimistic that they have signed players. They are just holding it so that they can have a proper package to, send out to the fans and say, we as Onduparaka Football Club we have these guys, we have signed these players, but I'm optimistic. You cannot release 14 players without beefing up the team. It's definitely, they're there trying to get better options. They're looking at what they released, then they're like, can we get players who are better than this? That's what they're trying to do. Okay. And then for us, in behalf of Arua Hill, I would say we're a new team. We're a new team in the league. We have all the rights to prepare well. I told someone Super League is going to be the toughest Super League I've ever faced. Okay. I've been there before. But if you look at the previous Super League that just got concluded, you realize that Maida were promoted due to COVID. They didn't finish up the big league games. The same thing happened.
Airtel Chitara
and so on. There was the element of COVID that led teams being confirmed to the Super League without playing, finishing the games. You never know. Major universities could come from somewhere and take over and be in the league or something of that kind. That's why they got relegated the way they were. Out of that, it was only UPDF that survived. So this time around, you have Onduparaka, Arua Hill, that has qualified to Super League on merit. You have Toro United that have qualified to Super League on merit. Then you have playoffs that are going to take place. Yeah. There's Black Power, there is of course Gaddafi, of course there's Proline, there's Nyamiti Obora. Yeah. So whoever comes from that group joins the Super League, it's going to be on merit. That's why I'm saying the Super League we are heading to is going to be one of the toughest. Reason that we had to sit down, we said, we have seen the ability of everyone around, the players and so on. What can we do? Can we strategize and make this team very strong? That's why we started the recruitments earlier. And in 1 or 2 weeks' time, we're going to start trainings. Okay. We want to start trainings earlier. We want to build a team when they get in the Super League, they can be able to get respectable results. Yes.
You talked about being strategic and probably getting your players without going to the media and probably announcing to the world and telling them, you know what, we're not going to do this and that. But you end up probably getting or capturing some signings. But I was having a discussion outside probably this studio, probably you were not even around, about Onduparaka Football Club releasing some players, hoping that they are going to capture in some players, and they end up being grabbed. For example, there was a talk of them being linked with the move to, actually for Ibrahim Faizo Anini. Somebody will think that Toto Mahad was actually released. Then you had, there's this player who goes under Dennis Koko, the assistant captain, also being released. Somebody will think that the hopes were all banked on a player like Ibrahim Faizo Anini, whom somebody will then say Arua Hill actually grabbed under their noses. Such a situation for a club like Onduparaka.
Yeah, those situations happen even up to Europe. It does happen. I remember when Willian was leaving Shakhtar Donetsk, he was supposed to join Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah. By then, Jose Mourinho was the coach at Chelsea. He hijacked the whole move in the airport and diverted Willian to Chelsea. So Willian ended up playing for Chelsea and stuff like that. These things happen in transfer. But in the transfers, with the experience that I have and with the experience Onduparaka people have, is that when you're heading into transfers, you always need to have an option B. When I want to sign Kim Naz, I need to have an option B of Kim Naz. Okay. In case Kim Naz fails, what do I do next? So I'm sure the Caterpillars, the management, have an option B. Before we signed Ibrahim Faizo, I spoke to Adiga Morris. I called him. If he's sincere, he'll confess to you. I asked him, because there was a story that popped up, and it was like Onduparaka have confirmed the signing of Ibrahim Faizo. Then I called Adiga Morris. I said, hey, Kongs, you have signed one of the best holding midfielders. Thanks for that. Then he gets to me and tells me, do you know what? We have not signed Ibrahim Faizo, and we are not interested in Ibrahim Faizo. So I said, well, I'm fine. And in that position, we needed someone like Ibrahim Faizo. We have missed such a character. Okay. The coaches submitted his name, and they said they needed the player. And also in transfers, you need to remember that you're not only the one who needs a good player. There are so many people who need a good player. Ibrahim Faizo was needed by Onduparaka Football Club. Likewise, Arua Hill also wanted Ibrahim Faizo.
Okay.
So it's about who goes quick and gets the player. That's where transfer is interesting. It's, you know, people think football is only played in the pitch. Also in the management, you need to play it. Make sure you win.
Okay.
For us, when it's about signing a player, there's competition. If we think the player is good for us, if we think the player is going to work for us well, we'll make sure that we win before the ball is kicked in on the pitch. We have to win as management. So big plus for us that we got him.
Interesting. Onduparaka Football Club is yet to unveil, probably tell the world who their next head coach is going to be. Mara sini makwatu mara mavorte. So never kavindale mi ma president mi tsaveni minute rai urusike. Otherwise we're still going on. It's quite interesting. Let's talk about anyway, that was just a joke, yeah. Let's talk about the situations currently at Arua Hill Sports Club. You seem to be defying odds, signing players. Now this I'm asking as access straight to the PRO of the club. Yesterday, there was a news that actually sent people into meltdown. Probably great news for the Leopard fans. Ivan Eyam, a big name player in Ugandan football. He has ever featured for Uganda Hippos. He did the Uganda Cranes, of course, being summoned both from the preliminary squad up then to the final team in many other occasions. That has been a blast probably to the Arua Hill fans. What do you make of this capture?
We looked at two things. One of them is Eyam. Three things. One of them is Eyam being a young, talented player.
Yeah.
Then second of it is that the business part of the game, because we understand that Eyam will come here, will help us so much to play in the pitch. But also we looked at the fact that Eyam is engaged in the national team. Micho has ever summoned him to train with the senior team. Molly, he was with Molly in the under-20 finals in Mauritania. He was there. He has bags of experience of international games. So we felt if we have such a player, he's going to help us in the pitch. He's a playmaker, very talented playmaker, very hardworking. And we felt that if we are to do business, Eyam can as well, you know, get us some of the money in case another club outside needs him. Our intention at Arua Hill is not only play football playing. We need to market the young boys across Uganda, give them this platform. If there's an offer, we shall be letting these players go out for good offer. It's not within Uganda.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's going to put the name of West Nile on the map. It's going to put the name of Arua Hill on the map, and it's going to put everyone who has got attachment to this club, it's going to put the name up front. So we're excited. We had to go up to Soroti to look for him and make him sign. He accepted everything. He thinks the management is okay. That's when the other clubs that needed him, URA needed him. There was, of course, an offer from KCCA, but he chose us. Us as the management, we are happy that he picked us ahead of the big boys in Ugandan football, yet we are just yet promoted from the StarTimes Uganda Premier League.
As the PRO, if you can take us through the names probably you have unveiled, because I know you are going to be so hesitant probably to tell us the players you've been linked with, because you already answered that. You said players who are not been unveiled, probably confirmed, other clubs will poke noses, and that is your excuse that you've been given from day one. So if you can take us through the names of players you've already unveiled officially.
Officially, we have unveiled Yusuf Saka. He has been playing with Chetume, scored 8 goals last season from the flanks. Very good player. We unveiled him. Then from there we unveiled Junior from Calvary. And then we unveiled Ibrahim Faizo. Then yesterday we did unveil Ivan Eyam. So in total, we have unveiled 4 players. We are just not looking for numbers, maybe to intimidate anyone. We are looking at genuine talent that is being forwarded by the technical team, players that can be able to help the football club. We're not here to create excitement in these signings.
Okay.
We really have to go to the league when we're very strong, when we can compete with KCCA, when we can compete with Express, when we can compete with AC Villa. It's not going to be about we are newly promoted. We want to go there in the best shape possible.
Quite a number of comments are coming through via our Facebook page, Rhino TV. You can just go there, tell a friend to actually read through, not actually reading, but just hitting a like on the page, and then you are going to be able to watch the show live. But don't also forget that you can get the show live on West Nile Web by simply going to the site www.westnileweb.com. You are also going to be in business. I'm seeing quite a number of comments coming through. Of course, people like Rasta J, Aringa Mambati is right here. Lampton Kuduma Lula, thank you very much. Stephlon Don Living, Aza Enox Akelio, then Jamal J Fabs, thank you very much. Then Yava Alma Oleru, thank you. Tie Taleb Aka, thank you very much. Tata Talib, Feni Amizi Emma, then Dominic Lass, thank you very much for also being part of the show. Then Tekla Peace, Hopeful Emma. Then quite a number of comments keep coming. Just keep dropping them. We'll be responding to, in case there are questions, we'll be responding to them a little bit later. We'll still be reading through all these comments that you're able to send this very morning. Before we actually turn the focus probably away from Arua Hill Sports Club, I still want to know, there are talks on the social media, probably a post from the current head coach about maturity or something. I fail to understand. And many interpretations, probably people have interpreted that in their own ways. And I've seen comments of people, probably fans, wishing him good luck in his next job. I don't understand the whole thing. You might have come across such a post.
Yeah, I've seen the posts. It's kind of unprofessional, of course, in case it's being said like people reported. But if he has not said anything wrong, I don't think there is any reason to crucify him. What I know is he's in the books of Arua Hill SC.
Okay.
Mr. Balango Hussein is in the books of Arua Hill SC. Only that if he chooses to say that, he can no longer work with Arua Hill. But I can tell you 100%, the club is ready to support Mr. Balango.
Okay.
It's ready to support Mr. Balango in any way. Only that when he says that he doesn't need the job anymore, that's when we shall say, well and fine, that we need to find someone new. But the club has never made something conclusively that Mr. Balango has to be sacked. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Now it's time for us to probably have the last say on Arua Hill Sports Club. I've always loved looking at the different dots and bringing them together to create a single line. Ivan Ayam, the latest acquisition at the club, has been a strong player linked with the move to whichever club Charles Livingstone Babazi has worked for. One of them was Onduparaka Football Club. Ivan Ayam was a very young player at the age of 18, even 17. He was linked to the move to Onduparaka Football Club when Charles Livingstone Babazi was there. Then he went to Wakiso Giants. The same story came about him. Then moved into Chetume. The lad was at Mbarara. A lot of the talk was being done. Don't you think, now that you have Ibrahim Faizo, with whom he also worked at some point, if we really put these dots all together, don't you think the talk of Charles Livingstone Babazi is something we should focus on as the next manager at Arua Hill Sports Club, given that you have clearly stated that Balango is there to stay?
Such coincidences, they happen in football.
Okay.
That a player from this club is being wanted by another club where the same coach is being linked to the club. But at the end of the day, I always tell people that, unfortunately, when I talk, people twist my words.
Okay.
I always tell people that I don't talk about another club's coach.
Okay.
I will only talk about another club's coach. If we sign him as a coach, if we unveil him as a coach, I can talk about that coach, knowing that this is our coach. Because now, if I begin talking about Charles Livingstone Babazi, it's going to be a huge disrespect to Mbarara City,
okay,
which I'm not in position to do that, and it's very unprofessional for me to start talking about Charles Livingstone Babazi, yet he's a Mbarara coach.
But is it that a good coach you would wish to work with anyway?
A fantastic coach.
Because you have had a history of working
fantastic coach. You know, people see football from outside. People see football from outside. Kim Nas has left this club, has left. What are the reasons and what? You know, it's easy to see football from outside. But how is football inside is what majority of the people don't know. I would say he's a great coach. I've worked with him. One of the best we have in Uganda. Because if someone asked me if I'm to, do I want to recruit a coach like that? You know, if I had a club, I would say yes.
Okay.
Because personally, I would love to buy poison for myself to kill myself. I wouldn't do that. Yes.
Interesting. Probably some of the comments that I'm seeing coming through, very, very interesting comments coming through right here. Somebody is saying, Kim, I love the question you've asked about Charles Livingston Babazi. Then Jeff Fabs and others are still watching. Super Mario saying, Yumbe Town fully represented. Thank you very much, all the way from Yumbe. And then he says, I salute you guys in the studio. Thank you very much. Asiku McNoah says, hi, Kim and Otelulu, you guys look awesome. Although Nigeria basketball team has been eliminated from Olympics. By the way, they're one of the best performers in Olympics. I was even a kind of saddened when the female team was beaten by France. The score line to me, the goal margin was too much. I felt bad anyway, because I'm also a fan.
There's someone who asked the question here is called Atiku Caesar. We are hearing rumors of Livingston having signed already 35 million, something of that kind. You know,
I've just actually come across the comment here. Atiku Caesar. He said, we are hearing rumors of Livingston Babazi having signed already 35 million settlement fee and 7 million monthly salary.
That's a lie. That's a lie. The last coach in Uganda that got that salary was Mike Mutebi at KCCA. There is no coach in Uganda, who is paid that money.
7 million.
That's a lie.
Sam Simba is demanding for 5 million.
Sam Simba wants 5 million from URA, but URA have refused to give that money. But who are we?
Okay.
To give a coach 7 million?
Can't you be like Bull FC? Probably to sit on a table and negotiate better.
Definitely no. You cannot get promoted from big league. You move to Super League and you're paying a coach 7 million. Personal as Otelula wouldn't take that.
Wow.
It's you know, these are some of the things. These are some of the things that kill the game. These are some of the rumors that kill the game. And now, when I try to tell some people, they think that Otelula always protects the club and lies about the club. Secondly, I need you to take this clearly. People who are involved in this game don't like their figures in terms of money to be publicized. If truly Mbabas was signed or another coach, he wouldn't be stupid enough to say that they gave me 35 million.
Okay.
Then I'm getting salary of...
The principle of confidentiality would apply.
Salary of 7 million. You see, people who read such things, for once, you ask, say, where is the evidence? Do you have a recorded audio from Babazi telling you that? Do you have a screenshot from Babazi, maybe from WhatsApp, telling you that? Where is the evidence? When such things come, they need to come with evidence. If it comes without evidence, why do you believe it?
Interesting. The PRO says Charles Livingston Babazi is a coach from Barara, and the talk of him being linked can be said by the fans, but not the PRO, not any insider at the club, because officially he is never with Arua Hill Sports Club. And the talk of 35 million Ugandan shillings with a monthly salary of 7 million is a big lie, according to the PRO. It's official. Take it like that. Otherwise, I still want us to go through some of the comments here. Top fan Bob Collins is live from Riverside. He says, thank you very much, guys. Of course, they already have, he's an Arsenal fan, as we all know. He said Arsenal already has Albert Sambi Lokonga. Then Arsenal also has Ben White. Who next? Remember, he also did bring in Nuno Tavares. Somebody will call him Tavares from Benfica, a Portuguese. So at the end of the day, he's asking who next. Will be responding to that a little bit later on. I know the talk of James Maddison has come through, the talk of Ruben Neves, Jose Awa, all these talks have come through. But then when the right time comes, we'll be able to respond to that. I'm seeing many more people actually, but then don't also forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very important and we need that. We'll really, really appreciate if you're able to subscribe to that. Atabwa Alex said, hi guys, I am so delighted because West Nile City and region is fully represented on the platform of the whole world. Regards to the management and the shareholders at Rhino TV. Then Adnan Jamal says, watching live from Rumbek, South Sudan. Adnan, thank you very much. Say hi to people from there. Then Muria Habib, my brother, is saying he's following from IU, that is the Islamic University in Uganda, Arua campus. Thank you very much. Just within Zambia. Thank you very much for following. Dada Lucas is saying, hi Kim and Otelulu on the show. Is Onduparaka FC having prospect of unveiling new players after the departure of numerous players? We just had a talk about that. I'm quite sure that you might have probably gotten your share of the story. Engineer Oloya William Wilberforce, you already in Dar es Salaam. We want to say we salute you. You are going to be one of the officials to officiate, as one of the referees to officiate in the that is Kagame Cup. We wish you good luck in that engagement in there. Asiki Emma says, I'm following you guys live from Seford. I love the confidence in the PRO and good job he's doing. Wow, thank you very much, and I'm sure he says the same. There is a Joy Charles, there is Atiku Caesar, we responded to your question. Makole Maliki says, good news from Onduparaka, Kim and Otelul. Abdul Wahab Al-Hab says, I'm equally watching live, and thanks for the show, my two big guys in sports fraternity, Kim and Otelul. Thank you. There is Super Mario, there is Jeffab. I didn't read some of those comments, and I've seen many more actually still coming in on our Facebook page. It feels so nice, but you can also use other channels to your YouTube, the West Nile web channel, and all that. You'll be able to catch us live. Let's talk about some of the transfers locally here before we move actually to Europe. Gift Ali Gigi, who was at the verge of leaving the club on Bosman. This is after his contract ran down and the club refusing to give him the 50 million signing on fee that he demanded to do a contract extension. Finally, there seems to be a consensus that has been reached. He has put pen to paper on a 2-year fresh deal at the Kasasio down Lugogo.
That is very good for Gift Ali. There are speculations linking Gift Ali to clubs in West Nile. There was Arua Hill, of course, the name came up, or something of that kind. But Gift Ali is, he loves his family so much. He has a young family.
Yeah.
He's newly married, and he would love to be close to his family over in Kampala. And you cannot push that away from a man who loves to be close to the family in any environment he likes. And I think KCU are right to give him a new contract. Before he got injured, he had that niggling injury. Gift Ali was KCU's best player. There was a time I remember there was the national team summoning where everyone made noise that why was Gift Ali not summoned by the national team.
Actually, one of the moments for Jonathan McKees to never to remember. He will want to forget that.
So everyone was concerned that this player was not summoned. But unfortunately, he got injured. I'm yet to understand he was supposed to have a deal in Morocco, which all fell down because of the knee injuries and the niggling injuries. But when he got back, he started training and played some few matches, and he showed glimpses of what he can be able to give. You know, KCC allows to use young players. They will use the experience of Gift Ali and so on. Of course, there are players like KZ Roni, but discipline-wise, you don't dwell so much on KZ Roni. Gift Ali is very disciplined. He can, lead the young players well. And Molly knows that being talented, being one of the best performers, being disciplined is a plus for KCCA to have Gift Ali sign this contract. And I think it's the right choice for him. He's at the right place, an environment he's addicted to, where he feels that the working conditions are so perfect for him. And it was nice to sign a new contract, and I can't wait to see him again in the league.
Nice signing new contract for Gift Ali Gigi at KCCA. There is this comment, Maiva Vinay saying, it's true that Otelul, you are always a lawyer. Adjo Padinelli is saying, good strides over forward. Let's go. Then
Do you want to say liar or a lawyer?
He's saying lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm always a lawyer. Thank you. Lawyer Otelul.
Yeah. There is this one, Okelo Alfred Big Fred is saying, guys, thanks for the show. I'm following live from Gulu. By the way, Okelo Big Fred, thank you very much for also being part of the show. He says, I'm following you live, Otelul Vegas Adams, my Arua Hill Jase.
Who is saying that?
Big friend Okello.
Yeah, definitely.
He's your former workmate.
Yeah, my former workmate. I worked with him in radio patches when I first came new in radio. He was one of those guys who supported me so much. He was showing me how to use the console and stuff like. I will never forget him. And when I go to Gulu, he's one of the first people I'll call. And I promise you, Fred, that if this lockdown is lifted up, everything is okay. I promise to go with Arua Hill SC and we play a game in Gulu. Gulu has got a huge fan base. The people there love football so much. So he will have his Arua Hill jersey.
Wow, your Leng moments are still being remembered and probably appreciated. Taban Alfred is here. He's saying he's streaming live from Göteborg down in Sweden. Then Abdul Majid bin Hasim is saying thanks for the program. Kimna Zatinga and Otelul Vegas. When is Uganda Premier League season kicking off? We cannot really say now, but I can tell you slowly the lockdown is going to go down. It's going to be uplifted given that we continue to keep the SOPs intact, follow them, and probably the other guidelines that have been given by the president so that we bring down the COVID-19 cases. At the end of the day, we'll be freed from the lockdown and football probably will resume and the federation will come and announce when it actually gets underway. Baiti Jamal says, hey, it's me, Baiti Jamal, live from Koboko. Thanks for the program. There's Fizo Miki says, thanks guys, I love your combination. There is Yava Alma Oleru who says, I have always loved Mr. Vegas for being truthful. Thanks, Mr. Confidence. Also like that. Otherwise, Yasa Mugerwa, having moved, he's a former player of Nkumba University. He moved to St. George, played with
Pirates.
Exactly, played for Orlando Pirates, then St. George in Ethiopia, and he has come back to the country, been unveiled by KCCA. Are we seeing another rejuvenated KCCA come next season?
Definitely, KCCA will always make sure that they have the best team. Yeah, they will kind of be rejuvenated. I think Molly's performance is going to get better compared to when he first took over the job, because he needed to deal with certain things and he needed to assemble a team he feels it's his, a team that he owns. At some point, he's feeling like this is a kind of a team he adopted from Mike Mutebi, and he really needs to have his own team. Now, here is a chance for him to have his own team. He worked with Yasa Mugerwa in Victoria University. He's a top-class midfielder, experienced, and has played at the highest level in Africa, and this is going to be a big addition for KCCA. If they can make him fit, keep him fit, Yasa Mugerwa is one of the best. When they say that he was leaving St. George, I thought of like how can Arua Hill get this player? Wow. But for us, the challenge is that this kind of players, even there's the Katerega,
Alan
Katerega story coming up that Katerega is returning to UPL. You remember he played for KC at some point.
He did.
Before he reignited
during the Mohammed Shaban period.
And he got a good deal. He moved out. When I heard Katerega was getting back, I'm like, oh, Arua Hill, can't you get this player? But the challenge we have is that most of these players are used to the central climate, atmosphere, tradition, people, lifestyle. So when we place them offers, they rarely say, yes, we can come. That's the condition we have. But Mugerwa, fantastic signing for KCCA. If the energy is still there and everything, I've taken long to watch him. The Yasa Mugerwa I know. Yeah. I've taken long to watch him.
Sizzling.
Yes, very
with a lot of tricks.
A lot of energy, stocky, box to box, and if he can get back, I'm sure this is a player he will get right into the national team. Good signing for KCCA.
Otelul thinks such players will not want to come to West Nile to eat anyoya, others, a lot of things. Probably the lifestyle challenges will be a big menace, actually limiting them from making these moves to West Nile. But slowly we are going to have shopping, arcades, we'll have a lot more great things. Of course, happening joints, swimming pools and all that. Of course, West Nile will be bigger. Maybe the next time, and they will come. Let's keep the hopes alive. Afema Malik, thank you. He's watching from Golden Courts. Then he says, first time of catching it live. He's impressed. Then Alon Ismail says, watching you guys all the way from Saudi Arabia. Can you please tell me whether Manu is going to bring more new faces at the club? Then Javier Wizi, Derisia says, thanks guys. I'm Wizi, following from Kampala. Give me any update on a West Nile Regional League. Greetings to all Kati United players. Regional League, I did bring in the General Secretary of West Nile Region Football Association. He said football will return and it will be bigger. So let's wait when the lockdown officially on sports will go off. Abdurazak Ali says, hi Kim, any possibility of having big league finals and playoffs within August? Arua Hill still has a distance to reach the trophy of the big league. They have, there is a Toro United to play in the big league finals.
Yeah, we have Toro to play, and it's one of the things we spoke about yesterday. Good enough that the players, free agents who registered will be able to play. Even if they come from Super League, they'll be able to play that finals, hoping that if we play the finals against Toro United, we'll be able to bring it home.
Interesting. Yes. And finally, in the country, Mitchell returns. This, I want to know your submission, because this is virtually reaching a week now, but you've been away. And I think this should be the best platform for you to give your, your submission on Mitchell returning. I did say when Mitchell was here at the helm in the country, probably some players from West Nile got the benefit. The Mohammed Shabans, the Toha Rashids got time, probably shook hands with him because he was this manager who wished to really embrace the Namutima and move to many places. Tell us.
First of all, Uganda did right to appoint Mitchell. Yeah, if things were the way they were, it was not time to get a foreign coach. Allow Livingston Babazi and the likes of Abdallah Mubiri to go up with the job. But now there's the mindset that Ugandans have. We cannot have local coaches. It's now in the brains of 80% Ugandans.
Okay.
That's why when Uganda loses in the hands of a local coach, there is more noise than when Uganda loses to a foreign coach.
Wow.
So this mindset is already dangerous. I think the federation was right to say, let's get back Mitchell. With Mitchell, he prepared Uganda that played that famous AFCON and something of that kind. He was the core in trying to assemble that team that went up to AFCON. Of course, there was the Sabri.
Yeah.
But Mitchell was core. One thing I love about Mitchell is Mitchell gives his time to the local lads. He's down on earth. Mitchell is not this man who will exaggerate things about himself. He feels more of an African than a European. He feels more of an African than someone from Serbia.
Okay.
That is Mitchell for you. He relates with people. He's someone you can access. He's someone you can reach easily. So for that case, that's why you said players like Mohamed Shaban, players like Toa Rashid, Gaddafi Wahab got a chance to move to the national team simply because Mitchell was giving his eyes across Uganda. He wouldn't care this is regional league. He wouldn't care this is big league. He would pick Orom Chanvila. He would pick Toa Rashid. So for me, that one increased the love for Uganda Cranes across the country. When he was here, people loved Uganda Cranes more because he went up to the grassroots. I never saw, I'm sorry to say this, I never saw Disabri going across Uganda, extending the picking of talent from different parts of the country.
Before Mitchell, the last coach to have come to Arua was Laszlo Saba. He came for an under-17 championship in Moni.
Yes. So Uganda needed something like that. Uganda needed something like that to beat up the mindset of people, and having Mitchell who will go across the country, because now the public relations of Uganda Cranes, I think, will improve with Mitchell. Now that he's returning, what is he bringing? Game keeps changing every day. This is not the same Uganda that Mitchell left some time back. Every second the game changes. And then it will also speak volume about whoever is going to get in the technical team. Is he going back to the likes of Basenas, the Kefati Salas? And so is he going back to those people? Is another question. But if he sits down and knows that football has changed, it changes per second, then well and good. I think he's going to have a great one with Uganda once again. A great one with Uganda once again. Somebody has dropped in a comment here to appreciate you. MB Becker the Great says, Otelul, everything has actually ups and downs, but the reality remains you have made a huge impact regarding the local football in West Nile. Secretly, I'm appreciating you for the work well done. Then he says, amidst the dirty talks people have, you are still trusted with the PRO duties. This shows the quality you have. Kudos. Thank you.
There is Saddam Sadino Deserts Fahim says, hi Kim, I'm watching live from Qatar. You guys have hit heights in this game. How is Arua Hill preparing? Then there is Esa Bridge who says, watching live from Luzira. Thank you very much. There is Modi Moses who says, thanks for the show. Great guys. I always enjoy your show. Any news about Liverpool Football Club? The best of your weekend. Then Jimenez Dilebs says, I'm live from Chibuli, Kampala. Thanks for the show. Then Galaba Fred says, watching live from Golden Court Hotel. Fred, thank you very much. Together with Malik, big up on yourself, you guys, for watching. He says, greetings to Otelul. ODPO Justice says, good morning, great guys in the studio. This is Mambomatic from New York. Can you alert me of whether Varane is already a Man United player? I can say 99.9999% he is a United player. The two clubs both confirmed the deal, subject to a medical and again the quarantine of 14 days that he's supposed to serve. Ayub Edebwa says, thanks for the program. Then there's Prince Xavier, there's Azamoke Francis, there's Mungurek John Bosco, who also dropped in a comment here. He says he's watching from Pakwats District, Wadlai. Let's cross over to Europe and look at some of the transfers that are making headlines. Let me start with Bob Collins' concern of Arsenal Football Club having brought in, probably not a concern but a question, having brought in, there is Nuno Tavares, they brought in Albert Sambi Lokonga from Anderlecht, then they also signed, that is Ben White from Brighton and Hove Albion. What next, and how good is the Arsenal team now?
It's still, because if you look at Arsenal's transfer, they have gone for players who have accepted to, say we can play for you without UEFA Champions League.
Okay.
Of course, now when you go for such players, you know the quality of players you're going for. For Lokonga is a young midfielder, very young. He plays more like Paul Pogba. He's very good defensively, very strong, and he has got the physical presence. His athleticism is so high. He can pick the ball and get into the final third and get for you the last pass. He doesn't score so many goals, Lokonga, but like I said, he has got that Paul Pogba attribute. But now Pogba is more flared. Lokonga is more like a player who wins for you the ball back, streaks up passes. Yeah, he may not be more swaggerific like Pogba, but he's a very good addition. But what I can tell about Arsenal fans, what I can tell the Arsenal fans about this player is that they should give him time. He's not going to be a straight away hit for Arsenal. Another good news is that Granit Xhaka has accepted to stay, because now Arsenal is giving him something bigger than what Roma are giving him. Roma were giving him something less.
So they're failing in personal terms.
Yes. So Arsenal have increased something ahead of Roma. Now it will depend on Jose Mourinho if he's going to tell the management of AC Roma, do you know what? Increase the salary of Granit Xhaka. I want this boy at Roma. Then it's going to be kind of difficult for Arsenal in this situation. But for Lokonga, still young, a lot to learn. He's not going to be a boom in the first season, but maybe 1 or 2 seasons, he's going to be a fantastic addition, and people will love to enjoy his presence. The Patrick Vieira kind of presence in the midfield he's going to bring for that is the Arsenal side. Ben White, top class player, needed by Leeds coach Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah.
Because on loan he worked with.
And he had a loan spell there.
A loan spell with Marcelo Bielsa from Brighton and Hove Albion, played in the Championship, promoted Leeds United. Leeds United wanted to break the bank by all means, trying to get this player from that is Brighton and Hove Albion, but they could not afford something close to £50 million, and that's why Marcelo Bielsa decided to cool down and said, let the boy be. When a player is wanted by Marcelo Bielsa, expect the high energy, the high pressing, and quick interchange of passes. You have to be smart, quick thinking. Ben White is kind of that player. Very good in the air. He has played for Brighton, where he partnered those big centre backs, and it worked for him. Good enough, he can play the ball with his leg. And Arsenal have the right player. There's comparison between Ben White and Rafael Varane. He has won Champions League and everything. United have got it for £35 million. Ben White has been got for £50 million. But the difference here is the market value of the player right now.
He's still young.
He's a young player.
Okay, let's talk about who exactly is supposed to partner in that central defense of Arsenal. You have Gabriel Magalhaes. Exactly. You have Rob Holdings and David Luiz has been released by the club. So who exactly is he supposed to partner in that central defense?
When you look at Rob Holding looks to be a similar player to Ben White. But for me, Ben White is more decent in playing this ball, and he is very good in the air. I would choose to go with Gabriel Magalhaes. He's young. I think he's more talented than Rob Holding. I would choose to go with Gabriel Magalhaes. He's
that is in case they use a back four.
Yes, if they use back four, I would choose to go with that. But if they use a back three, I would choose to go with Gabriel Magalhaes. I will go with Ben White. Then I will go with the Scottish international, what is that?
Kieran
Tierney, because he plays well in that setup, because he can also leave the ball and move high up the pitch to become a fullback. So that way it will work for me. Picking a combination, it's Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes for me.
Gabriel Magalhaes and Ben White, according to Otelul, the two can play in the central defense and partner so well in the English Premier League. Actually, the talk of Liverpool Football Club, Liverpool have been one of the most quiet sides in the transfers. And just a few days back, 3 or 4 days back, Sadio Mane did hit a like on a post in which somebody criticized Liverpool for their transfer dealings in the transfer window. Sadio Mane said, actually hit a like button, and that really did not go well with some Liverpool board members. But I can tell you that Liverpool, the quiet Liverpool, are now looking at giving new deals to some of their players. One of them this morning, I can confirm, is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's been given a contract offer, and then Roberto Firmino is another. They are likely to offer him a new contract. So is that enough to say that Liverpool are preparing for next season, or they needed to bring in new legs probably?
You see, how I've understood Klopp is not this kind of a coach who loves to only get results for the football club. He wants to make profits.
Okay.
I can tell you, Klopp is one of those stubborn coaches. He will get players from Championship at a lower price, and he will make these players fit in his system, and people may think these are top-class players.
The Arsene Wenger's strategy.
Yes. These are not top-class players. These are players that are working according to the script of the coach very well, and the coach has made them look good. Liverpool needs players. First of all, let's look at the Liverpool goalkeeper. What's his name? The Brazilian. Alisson Becker. Alisson Becker doesn't have a realistic backup in case he gets injured. It's one of the things that have let Liverpool down several times, that you have Becker out, Liverpool do not have a backup. Check the game against Atletico Madrid, how they easily lost it because Adrian could not live to the standard and the pressure of the game. The Premier League games, check how Adrian has squandered them. So Liverpool needed a very good backup goalkeeper whenever steps in, like when United had a Romero backing up David De Gea. When Romero comes in, it's hard to believe that he's second fiddle to the first choice goalkeeper. Liverpool needed something like that. And in the midfield, and also the fullback positions, I don't think Liverpool has got the right backups for, that is Arnold and Robertson. When these two players move out, it becomes so problematic. I know the confidence is all about the return of Van Dijk.
Yeah.
And Ibrahima Konate has been signed, and it is a top-class signing. It's going to be rock-solid in defense for Liverpool. But I think they need some figures in the midfield. Jamie Spiller is old. You understand?
Yeah.
You have
Naby Keita.
Naby Keita is injury prone. You have Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's injury prone. You're telling me you're going to...
Takumi Minamino is likely to leave.
He may leave, yes. You're telling me you are going to depend on these players. We don't know how Van Dijk is going to come back, because the game against Fiorentina showed that he's still down. He was being destroyed by Jovetic on one-on-one situation. So it shows that they still kind of doubt how Van Dijk is going to get back. Then kind of doubt how Salah, Mane, Firmino will get back. Firmino played in the Copa America. there is the element of fatigue. You don't know what he's going to give you. Fabinho was as well there. I expected at least for them to have one big name player. Thiago Alcantara has not influenced them so much. He's not running so much in their playing style. You understand? So for that case, I think he needed one or two high-profile names in the midfield. Saul Niqueth, if he had signed Saul Niqueth, I think I would say they will push again for the title. I know they're going to be hard to beat. One of the things that affected them was the fans not being in the stadium. Now the fans are back in the stadium. Van Dijk is back. Salah's got a rest. Mane has got a rest. The energy is going to be there, but still the addition will be important.
Yes, no. Are they good for the title challenge?
Definitely, they will challenge.
Thank you.
They will challenge for the title.
Thank you very much. Moving away from that, Tata Talib is saying, hi Kim and Otelul, of course, is there any possibility of Arsenal getting a high-profile structure in case Lacazette leaves? Call me Tatason from Yumbe. Thanks to next to Pal Clinic. Thank you very much. But I also want to let you know that you can advertise with us. That possibility is strong. Just come to Ochiba Coastal Town where you'll discover, actually locate Rhino TV, a big building just before the junction, and you'll be able to do business with us. Fenced, well-organized building, and that is where Rhino TV is. Somebody will say, it's okay. It's allowed. Fab says live from Gabs BW. That is Gaborani, yeah.
Botswana.
Yes, in Botswana. And then he says, you guys look great. Not forgetting hi to my team members. That is Team Super Rose right there. And he says, Vimba. There is this